everybody, how's it going? It's Kevin from Pipe Talks. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's Sunday, the 15th, 16th, I don't know, 17th? I think it's the 17th. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm trying to make up for some of my lack of posting for a couple weeks, so I got another video for you guys. So here is the Peterson Dracula rusticated sandblasted. There's the P. We got the Dracula logo on it. I got some Burley Morning Pipe in there, courtesy of Papa Bear. And just cutting up some trees back here, just clearing out some of the stuff that had fallen down. And I got like that knot spasm in my back, so now it just hurts every time I breathe. So let me get this on fire, and I guess we'll hang out for a little bit. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. It's only my second time smoking Burley Morning Pipe, but it's pretty good. It's no, it's another lovely day here. It's been getting real cold at night, but yesterday and today it's been like 50-ish degrees, which is nice because I can kind of turn my heat off during the day and save some of my electric bill. I don't know if you can see behind me. I live next to a dairy farm, so that's like where the cows go out to pasture. I was kind of hoping they'd be out today, but I think it's getting to be that time of year where they're done pasturing. He's got like 17 cows that he milks, and then another like 20 or 30 that aren't being milked currently. Living next to a dairy farm, I kind of learned a bit about what dairy farming is, which is kind of interesting because growing up, you just kind of take milk for granted, I guess. You don't really know everything that goes into it. It's just cows make milk and then it goes to the store, you know. At least that's what it's like growing up in the suburbs. So my neighbor has like 60 acres, and it was all woods when he bought it, and so he got some of it hardscaped, and he put like a modular log cabin house on it. But he has 3 campsites that he'll rent out kind of throughout the year. So like the voices you're hearing right now are just some people that are renting it, and I think his wife and daughter just like going for like a hike. So I'll just talk a little bit about my pipe today. So it's the Peterson fishtail rusticated Dracula, and that's what it says online. I guess this would be a straight billiard, right? Those of you who actually know, let me know in the comments. I don't know that I like the billiard style the best, but it's like the only kind of pipes that are ever really in stock. This pipe has been smoking really good, so this is the 3rd time I've smoked it now, so it's starting to get broken in a little bit. Smoke's pretty cool, but that also might be the Burley Morning Pipe blend. I really like the red and black. I just think it looks cool. It's like maybe one of my favorite color combinations. So I was like scrolling Amazon just looking for another just pipe lighter, and there's this like Chinese like pipe lighter, but it's like an all-in-one. So it's like the soft flame lighter, it's got like a built-in pipe tool, and like I don't think it has a ream or two, but it's like something like that, which is just kind of convenient to have everything at in one compact little, essentially Zippo. But I mean, there's a bunch of nature's got its own tampers, such as your finger and sticks. The first time I smoked it, really didn't want to stay lit. I don't know if that's common with pipes, but you know, last time I smoked it and this time it's really, I know I'm talking, but you know, it's kind of staying lit without issue. I think this was $112. I got it in time for Halloween, which is what I wanted it for, but life gets in the way of doing some themed things sometimes, which is no big deal. This YouTube's just a hobby. But this is the X105 for anyone who cares. That's what's on the bottom. Hunting season opening day for where I live in Pennsylvania is November 30th, which is kind of late. It's the opening weekend for New York right now. So all my friends are hunting and I'm not. But that's just because I don't bow hunt. But there's a lot of really good traffic where my ground blind is. Usually I hunt tree stand. But where the way it's set up in my backyard, I really don't need to hunt from a tree stand. I think with the wind and stuff, I'm actually at more of an advantage using a ground blind. I'm also learning how to smoke a little bit better, that's for sure. Just kind of from doing it over time. I know sometimes I pull too hard, and then I get that nice little tongue bite. I try not to like smoke more than once a week, but different factors influence those decisions. Because you know, kind of like not every time I make a video, but most of my videos I want to be smoking, but I don't always want to be smoking and making a video. So if I'm going to do like one video a week or whatever, it means I'm probably going to smoke twice a week, or just every time I'm smoking, I'll end up making a video or something, which I kind of don't want to do because it takes away a little bit of the relaxation factor. But yeah, so like one of the things I want to talk about is it's just like, I don't know if some of you can relate, but my dad, back in 2020, my dad works for a TV network and has for pretty much, that's like what he's made his career off of, is broadcasting. And back in 2020, when COVID happened, they were basically doing a bunch of like basically forced retirement packages where it's like, you know, we'll pay, this will be your, you know, incentive to retire now, or we're going to fire you anyway, so at least you get something out of it. And I don't like the terms that are like isms and ists and phobes, but ageism does exist in big corporations. Because they're trying to save money, and you know, people who are only going to be there for a few more years, if they can cut them early and save, you know, 5 or so years of paying them, they will. So here we are 4 years later. The whole time, I think my dad's kind of had it in the back of his mind that, you know, this is going to come around again, and I'll kind of be at the age where I have to take it. Which, my whole fear with my dad is that he's going to die just before he retires, or retire and then die. I know it sounds kind of morbid, but he drives like an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes each way to work. So we're talking 3 hours a day of his life in the car. He's working pretty much 6 or 7 days a week because TV's 24/7. Anytime we would go on vacation when we were younger, he'd be on then his BlackBerry doing emails. Even now, you know, his days off aren't really days off. He's still working from home. And it's not like, it's one thing, you know, when you own a business and it affects your bottom line, you know, how hard you work effectively, or affects how much, you know, you make as a business owner to a degree. But, you know, he's breaking his ass for a company that doesn't really care about him. And it's definitely taken years off his life. And really ever since COVID happened, they never really changed their rules, and they've only gotten rid of people and not hired people. So they'll just bring on like contractors who are super unreliable, and then, you know, as middle management, he ends up covering down for all these super unreliable people. You would say, well, why not bring on reliable people? Well, when you can't officially hire people, that's what happens when you deal with kind of subcontractors. So fast forward 4 years later, here we are. My dad gets the email. You know, he noticed like things are wrong. Like he's not getting emails for annual meetings he would normally be like getting ready for. And he's like, I think the hammer's gonna drop. Sure enough, a month later, he gets an email from HR. Hey, thank you for, you know, your however many years of service to the company. Here's your chance to get something out of it, essentially. So I was kind of happy because I'm like, okay, you know, this is kind of his chance to enjoy what is essentially the golden years. But these things always happen when you're like old enough, but not really old enough, because my dad's 62. So it's not like he could collect Social Security or anything, but their house is mostly paid off, and, you know, they're gonna be totally fine. But it's like, you know, you're in 5 years, and it's like you can't do, not because for him to collect the full amount of Social Security, which I'm sure many of you are aware, it's got to be 60. You got to be 67 and a half, and, you know, that's 5 years away. So you can't really do nothing for 5 years. But I'm happy for him because now he can kind of do something that's not going to take up 100 hours a week of his life, and he's going to be losing sleep over and stuff like that. So I was just thinking, well, I was actually just watching YouTube videos, and I do watch a lot of Matches 860, and this video that he had posted came across my feed, and I was just watching it as I do, and he's like going for a walk. You know, maybe some of you have seen this, and he's like kind of freaking out because he's 10 months from retirement, and he doesn't know what he's going to do, and, you know, he feels like, I can still work. Maybe I'll just continue working anyway. You know, I've worked my whole life since I was 16, similar to my dad, worked his whole life. And then, you know, he ends up passing away like a couple days before retirement. And that was just, you know, the fear that I'd had with my dad is like, he aged significantly over the last 4 years. You know, he looks not good. He just looks worn. So now that it's been a couple days, I think the relief has kind of set in for him, and I'm just happy for him. So that was really it. I mean, I don't know if anyone else is has gone through similar things. I worked for a union for like 6 years, and there's a lot of guys who worked, and then the average union retirement paycheck, it's like 13 paychecks, and then they die. And I had several coworkers who just kept working and working because people like to work, and I understand that, but you should work to live. You shouldn't live to work. And that's just kind of what I think my dad was not going down. He was down the track of living to work, and unfortunately that's just the price of, I guess, middle management. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk and listening to me ramble for no reason. Appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. If you hate it, whatever, let me know. And I'll catch you guys next time.